Imbibers, a very good evening to all of you. Yes, after a very long time we're meeting with the another topic from your particular chapter. Yes, today we're going to discuss about the irrigation system. Yes, how the irrigation system is going to impact the crop production and management. In today's session we're going to discuss about that. Yes, before we start, let me introduce you to myself. I am Anam Khan. I'll be your biology expert for the session 2023 and 2024. Like we have been discussing a lot of concepts related to your biology, and we will keep on discussing about these topics in future also. Yes, we are almost towards the end of our first chapter. Yeah, I know this chapter has been very long, and yes, we're almost on the verge of getting completed this chapter, which is the crop productions. Yes, so children, talking about the irrigation system, let's start our today's session. The very first thing comes into the mind is a crop production and management, and the topics to be covered under this particular chapter is related to agriculture practices, preparation of the soil, basic practices of crop production, manures and fertilizers. We have already completed these particular 4 topics, which are very lengthy, and we're going to further discuss about the irrigation today, then protection from the weeds, harvesting, storage of food organs, food from animals in details. Yes, a very good evening Snehal and very good evening Shravan. I hope you guys are doing really well. Yes, okay. And before we start, children, I would like to tell you I have already scheduled your classes on the Embibe app. So whenever you have time, you can always register for the upcoming class, and when you have to revisit the particular chapter, revisit the particular topic which have been already discussed in the class, you can always go and watch the past Embibe classes on your Embibe app. Yes, and whenever you register for the upcoming classes, there is always a pre and the post class activity. The pre-class activities are there for you to actually know what is going to be taught in the class, and the post class activities are for when the session gets over, you can always attempt the post class activities to know whether you have understood the concept or not. So without wasting any time, let's start our today's session. Yes, the concepts to be covered in today's session is related to the irrigation. Irrigation is and time of irrigation, sources of irrigation, and the system of irrigation, which is the sprinkler system and the drip system. We're going to discuss about these things, these concepts in detail in today's session. But before we start, let's have a quick recap of what we have studied in the previous session of this chapter. We have studied about the fertilizers. Fertilizers are synthetic chemicals made in the factories, rich in nutrients, and the very essential fertilizers are nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. What happens with the fertilizers? It increases the fertility of the soil. Then we have manures and fertilizers added in combination. It also increases the fertility of the soil. And what is manure is different from the fertilizer, because manure is absolutely organic and it adds humus and the nutrients into the particular soil to increase the fertility, to increase the crop production. Was there anything from the previous session which was not clear to you, children? Yes? Is there anything which was not clear to you from the previous session? Yes or no? Is there any part which was not clear to you? Yes? Shall I repeat anything again if you want? Yes, so moving forward, starting our today's lecture, we have irrigation. The very first thing comes into the mind talking about the irrigation. The world's longest man-made waterway is called Grand Canal of China, which is 1800 meter long. Yes, 1800 kilometers, sorry, 1800 kilometer long. But why do people build waterways? Yes, here's a Harsh who is a construction engineer. He wanted to know, we wanted to know from him why the particular people wanted to basically build a waterway, why we basically wanted a water canal. The reason we want to know about it. Yes, let's discuss about that. Yes, talking more about the irrigation system, we have the irrigation is a controlled supply of water to the crops at a regular interval. Can you see this? If you have ever been to a farm, children, all of you have seen this particular system operating over there. So what is irrigation? Irrigation is the continuous controlled supply of water to the crops at regular intervals. So at regular intervals, the crops are needed to be supplied with the water, and because the crops are the water is essential for the crops growth and development, a good growth and development. So we wanted to supply the water at regular intervals. We have different methods. Yes, initially we had a traditional method. Now we also have a modern method. We're going to discuss about both of them, traditional method and modern method of irrigation. Irrigation means supply of water to the crops at a regular intervals so that they can grow and develop, yes, easily. Yes, because if there is a less amount of water, it is going to hamper the growth and development of the plant. Is it clear or not? Yes, children? Is it clear? Yes, we're going to select the hash and know which type of irrigation is shown in the video. Yes, we're going to discuss about them. Is it clear now? Moving forward, as we select, next we have importance for the water. Why this water is essential? Why we need the irrigation system? Why can't a crop grow without a water? The reason, because the plant contain nearly 90% of water. Yes, 90% of water. They need water for proper growth and development, and water is very important for seed germination, which will not occur in dry condition. What is a seed germination? I wanted to grow a crop in my garden. I wanted to grow a crop in my farm. The very first thing I will do, I will sow the seeds. Yes, and the seed will germinate. The seed will not germinate until and unless I provide seed with the enough amount of water required for its germination. Yes, seed are absolutely not germinating until and unless I provide them with the enough amount of water. Yes, are you getting this or not? Are you getting this or not? Yes, the seed will not grow until and unless I give them the enough amount of water. So the water is absolutely essential for the growth and development of the plant. Yes, we need proper growth and development of the plant. We need to give them enough amount of water. And the most important thing, anything, is that water is needed for the seed germination. If I talk about, the water is absolutely needed for the seed germination, as you can see over here. Yes, so now you know why we need irrigation system. We need irrigation system so that the water could have enough, the plant could have enough water to grow. As we move forward talking about the irrigation method, we have irrigation method that conserve water. It is the sprinkler system and the drip system. Yes, we have a sprinkler system, we also have a drip system. This is the drip system and this is the sprinkler system. We are going to discuss about each one of them in detail. Yes, we have two different methods to give water to the crops, enormous amount of water or enough amount of water at regular intervals through two systems. One system is the sprinkler system, the other is the drip system. Let's talk about each one of them. Yes, are you ready, children? Have you understood till now whatever I have told you? Yes or no? Have you understood whatever I have discussed right now? Yes or no? Are you getting it? Yes? समझ में आ रहा है अब तक जो भी बताया about the irrigation? Irrigation क्यों ज़रूरी है? What is irrigation? In irrigation process, we give crops short intervals पे regular amount of water ताकि वो seeds germinate कर पाएँ. Yes. To basically, for the germination of the seed, we need to give water for the regular intervals. And there are two methods of irrigation practiced by the farmers. One is the drip system, the other would be sprinkler system. Let's discuss about each one of them. As I move forward, we have a question for you. Irrigation is a supply. What is, just now we have discussed, what is irrigation? Irrigation is the supply of what? You need to just drag and drop. What is irrigation? Just drag the correct statement over here. Yes? What is the irrigation system? Now drag the particular current statement over here. Yes, what could be the correct answer? Simple, the correct answer, why would we irrigation? To water to crops at regular intervals. Yes, absolutely correct. We want to water the crops at regular intervals. As we move forward, children, we have now drag and drop the two examples of irrigation system that conserve water. Yes, come on quickly. What are the two examples of irrigation system which we are going to study right now? Yes, quickly. Which also conserve water. We cannot waste water. We already have limited supply of water. Yes. Yes, the correct answer would be the sprinkler system and drip system. We're going to discuss about these two systems only. These two systems are the irrigation system which also helps in the conservation of the water. Let's discuss about them. Yes. So, do you know where the water comes from the irrigation? Irrigation relies on several sources of fresh water. Okay, continuously I am telling you that we need water for irrigation, we need water for irrigation. But you know, you have seen a farmland, it is complete land over there. Yes. So, how do we get the water to the crops? Yes, to the farms. Irrigation totally relies on the sources of fresh water. Yes, we cannot use marine water. हम खारा पानी नहीं use कर सकते, हमें चाहिए एकदम fresh water. Yes, irrigation lies on the fresh water. Fresh water are basically present in ponds, lakes, rivers, dams are the sources of fresh water. Yes, what is the difference between fresh water and marine water, children? A very simple, fresh water is basically does not have a salt content in it. Khara pani is samudra ka pani which have salt content in it. Yes, for what? For the growth and development of the crops we need fresh water. Irrigation system lies on the fresh water bodies. Yes. So, talking about how we get this water through the time of irrigation. What is the time of irrigation? Yes, the time of irrigation is absolutely important. When is the correct time to give the plant the enormous amount of water so that they can show the enough growth? It is obviously when you drink lots of water, it's always in the transpiration and evaporation in the summers. So, children, time of irrigation is in summers. The transpiration is loss of water. Yes, and evaporation in crops are very high in summers. Yes, you know, whenever there is a high temperature, whenever the temperature rises in the external environment, what you tend to do? You tend to lose more and more water by sweating. You also consume lots and lots of water in summers. Same is exactly the case with the plants. The plants also need enough amount of water during summers. So, the process of irrigation operates at the time of summers. Yes, in summers the crop lose water rapidly. The crops need to be watered with a lot of care in the summers. So, summers when the crops have a ability to lose lots of water because of the high temperature, due to the high transpiration rate, due to the high evaporation rate, the water tends to be lost from the batch of the particular plant due to high wind also, high temperature also, high heat also. So, we tend to take a lot of care of particular crops in the summers. We need to provide them with enough amount of water. सबसे ज़्यादा पानी summers में ही चाहिए होता है. Yes or no? हम भी सबसे ज़्यादा पानी consume. What we consume a lot of water during summers. Yes. So, children, the plants also needs a lot of water in the time of summer. So, summer is the time of irrigation system to happen. Yes, we give water, a lot of water in the summers. The irrigation system is very efficient and effective in the summers. As we move forward talking more about the irrigation, we need to select to know the plants for the best time for the irrigation. What do you think according to you summers? In summers, which time should be best suited for giving water to the plants? Yes, you tell me. Is it 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. or is it 12 p.m. to 4 p.m.? Yes, this one or this one? Which particular time is efficient? See, I have already started giving water. Yes, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Yes, quickly see this. So, as you can see children, when we gave the water from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., there was low heat, low evaporation, so plant can easily take up the water. Yes, it was easily taking up the water. But as we basically give the plant water from 12 to 4 p.m., a lot of water has been already evaporated. So the best suited time for giving the plant the enough amount of water so that plant could utilize it is the 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. The best time of irrigation is सुबह 6 बजे से सुबह 10 बजे तक. Yes, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. During this time the water get absorbed by the root instead of getting evaporated. तो हम पेड़ों को कब पानी दें? हम पेड़ों को तब पानी दें जब सुबह 6 बजे से 10 बजे तक, जब इवेपोरेशन का रेट लो हो, ट्रांसपिरेशन का रेट लो हो और प्लांट इतना केपेबल हो कि उसकी रूट्स जो है वो सारा पानी अब्जॉर्ब कर सके. द रूट्स आर एबल टू अब्जॉर्ब ऑल द वाटर एंड यूटिलाइज इट फॉर द डेवलपमेंट. बट अगर हम 12 से लेकर 4 बजे तक दिन के पानी देते हैं प्लांट्स को, तो प्लांट्स का बहुत सारा पानी इवेपोरेट हो जाता है क्योंकि बहुत हाई टेम्परेचर है. ओके, इवेपोरेशन का रेट भी हाई है, तो प्लांट विल नॉट बी एबल टू यूटिलाइज दैट वाटर, रूट्स विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक अप दैट वाटर. प्लांट्स सारा तो इवेपोरेट कर देगा, तो फिर यूज़ कैसे करेगा और फिर ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट में वो कैसे इनकॉर्पोरेट करेगा उसको. सो द बेस्ट टाइम सूटेड फॉर गिविंग प्लांट्स water is, watering time is always 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Even if you have plants at your home, from now also try to give water to your plants early morning. Yes, when the maximum utilization takes place. Clear or not? Yes, see, this is so informative session. I'm telling you how to water your plants, why it is necessary, which time is good for watering your plants. Clear or not? Yes, children, is it clear? Yes. As we move forward, next we have irrigation in monsoon is mostly taken care by the rain. Yes, you always know children, the farmers are always waiting for the monsoon. Yes, because in the monsoon the water, I would say the water requirement of the crop reduces. Yes, and the plants are having enough amount of water due to the rain. The frequency of irrigation reduces in winter due to low evaporation rate. So during rain, the rain is taking care of the water conditions, and in winters there is less amount of evaporation, there is less amount of transpiration, तो also irrigation की इतनी ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. बारिश के मौसम में ऑलरेडी बहुत सारा पानी मिल रहा है बारिश के थ्रू, और ठंड में, विंटर्स में इतना इवेपोरेशन नहीं होता है, इतना ज़्यादा ट्रांसपिरेशन रेट नहीं ज़्यादा है, तो इस वजह से भी ज़्यादा इरिगेशन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है. ओके, तो इन कंपैरिजन टू मानसून, विंटर्स एंड समर्स आर ऑलवेज ऑन द हाई प्रायोरिटी ऑफ गेटिंग द इरिगेटेड वाटर, बिकॉज तब पानी सबसे ज़्यादा लूज होता है बिकॉज ऑफ द हाई टेम्परेचर, हाई विंड वेलोसिटी. क्लियर? येस चिल्ड्रन, इज इट क्लियर? येस. Okay, so as we move forward talking more about the irrigation, next we have a question for you. Now quickly, what is the ideal time for the irrigation? What is the ideal time of watering the crops? Just now we have discussed. Now quickly tell me, what is the correct timing? What is the correct timing? Answer. Yes, the correct timing is the 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Just now we have discussed about it. Next we have sources of irrigation. Yes, I was telling you that we are totally relying on the freshwater bodies. So the sources of irrigation are these. Yes, the wells and the tube wells, pipes are bored into the underground water source called an aquifer. Yes, we have ponds, lakes and rivers, natural freshwater bodies. Then we have canals, natural or artificial waterways to convey water. And we also have dams, which are man-made barrier that stops and restricts the flow of water. Yes, so children, these are the particular sources of irrigation. The wells, कुएं, you know, कुएं से पानी लेना, through that we can do the irrigation. Pond, river, lakes are all fresh water bodies. So हम इससे भी पानी ले सकते हैं for the irrigation purposes. Then we have canals, जो कि बेसिकली नेचुरल भी होते हैं पर आर्टिफिशियल भी होते हैं. फार्मर्स खुद भी कंस्ट्रक्ट कर लेते हैं कैनाल्स सो दैट द पार्ट वाटर कुड रीच टू देयर क्रॉप्स इजीली. यस, ताकि सारे क्रॉप्स को इजीली पानी प्रोवाइड किया जा सके. ओके, एंड देन वी हैव डैम्स. डैम्स आर टिपिकली मैन मेड. वो एक बैरियर होते हैं टू रिस्ट्रिक्ट द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर. Yes, you know the dams are created to restrict the flow of water, and whenever required the dams also, they just lose the water when they cannot hold it or when it is required by the people around it. Yes, so these are all the sources of irrigation. कुएं का पानी, river, lakes, ponds से पानी, canal construct कर सकते हैं, और dams जो बिल्कुल ही artificial होते हैं, जो restrict करते हैं flow. Okay, so these are the sources of water for irrigation. These are the sources of water for irrigation, which are the wells. Yes, we have ponds, we have lakes, rivers, and we have canals, and we also have dams. Clear? So these are the sources of irrigation. Yes, these are the sources of irrigation. Next we have a question for you. Now drag the picture that are considered to the sources of irrigation. Which among them, children, are the sources of irrigation? Now to drag the correct picture quickly. Drag the correct picture. Yes, what is the correct answer to this? The correct answer is this. We have rivers, wells, canals, dams and ponds to basically have our irrigation system sorted. Yes, sorry for the interruption, children. There was some technical issue. Now we are coming back, discussing more about the irrigation. Next we have another question. That water is source of irrigation. Which water you think is the source of irrigation? Which water you think is the source of irrigation? Yes, which water you think is the source of irrigation? Simple, the fresh water is the source of irrigation. Everybody knows, just now I have told you, खारा पानी नहीं चाहिए, fresh water चाहिए. Okay. Next we have, so children, talking about this all, is there any part which is not clear to you, children? Yes? If you want to attempt it, you can attempt it directly. Yes? So, if you look at back, children, we have this system called, I need to explain you the drip system and sprinkler system. I completely missed it. So, children, as you could see, yes, drip system and sprinkler system. I wanted to explain you these particular two method also helps in conservation. Can you see this drip system? Yes, these are the long pipes running in the particular, these are the long pipes running in the farm, and there is some leakage part which is drop by drop giving water to the soil. On the other hand, if you have seen, these are the basically pipes which are being put at distance and they can shower the water to the respective farm. Yes? Yes or no? Are you seeing this? This is a drip system, children. As you can see, this is a long pipe running and there are certain leakage in between which continuously dripping a drop by drop water. Maybe the flow would be a little high, continuously dripping drop by drop water. So all the crops can consume that water. While we also have a sprinkler system which we continuously spray the water on the crops, and whenever it is not required we can switch it off. Yes? So children, this is the sprinkler and this is a drip method. Yes? This is a sprinkler, this is a drip method. This is how we basically send water to the crops through this particular system, drip system and sprinkler system. Clear? I wanted to basically explain it again so that we couldn't miss it. Yes, everyone? So as we move forward, children, yes, this was the particular question. That water is needed for the source of irrigation. Which kind of water is needed for the source of irrigation? Salt water, marine water or fresh water? Yes, we needed the fresh water, which begins to the end of our particular chapter. Yes, this is our particular chapter, which brings to our end to a particular session, which is the irrigation. So now children, you know what is irrigation. Irrigation is the best time to irrigate crops, to give crops the enormous amount of water so that the root could absorb it. Yes, 6 to 9 is the correct timing to give enough water at a regular interval so that can be utilized for the growth and development of the plants. During monsoon, irrigation is very much dependent on the rain. अगर अच्छे से बारिश हुई है तो हमें पानी देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. विंटर्स में हमें नहीं चाहिए इरिगेशन प्रोसेस बिकॉज इवेपोरेशन और टेम्परेचर सही रहता है तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पानी इवेपोरेट नहीं होता है. Irrigation is totally dependent on the fresh water bodies, ponds, lake, wells, dams, all these are basically providing the water for the irrigation. We have two types of system to also conserve, जो conserve भी करता है पानी साथ साथ देने के, which is the drip system and the sprinkler system. Is there any doubt, children, you wanted to ask? Is there any point which is not clear to you? Yes? Is there any point which is not clear to you? Is there any point which is not clear to you? Yes, so children, as you can see this is what? This is water pollution. Yes, continuously the water is being flowing. This is a dirty water, and how this is happening? This is happening because of the lack of proper management. Yes, so children, we are going to discuss about that. What will happen if too much water is poured on the soil? The soil will eradicate, the soil erosion will happen. If there is a lot of flow, as you can see, a lot of water flowing through the particular farm or everything, the soil will be removed, the soil will move move out, and that will cause the soil erosion. Yes. So children, this is what I was talking about. This is your Embibe app. You can log in through your phone number or your email ID. As you land on the home page button, already all your classes are being scheduled. So please go and register yourself for the upcoming classes so you never miss an update regarding anything. Yes, you can. This is like one-stop solution for everything. You can always learn. You can practice different questions. You can go through any subject. You can learn. You can come over and attend live classes. We can have this interaction. I have already scheduled your next classes. All the Embibe app and the other subjects have also scheduled their classes. Yes, so children, please go and explore this app and keep joining us on the Embibe app. Next we have the human. This is the Embibe Lens app where we can scan the text. It will highlight all the keywords and will show you everything in the 3D, just like this we have been showing over here. So please, if you have, whenever you get time, please go and explore this app. Next we have the Embibe Telegram channel. Children, you can join us on the Telegram channel so you never miss an update regarding anything. I hope the session was useful to you. I hope the session was informative to you. Yes, we will keep on meeting again and again, children. I'm going to also have scheduled your practice sessions. Yes, so children, until then, children, please take care. Keep imbibing. Bye-bye.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.